Greetings, one and all, to the most cursed, most cringiest corner of the internet. A YouTube channel content creator actively alienating everyone in both the analog and digital world. Well, welcome and good evening, wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar D8. To my granddaughter, I'm sorry for leaving you like this. I just need you to understand I'd rather take my own life than be fearful of how many days I have left to live. That's why I'm writing this letter to you. I can't stand the fear of being unable to leave behind a will while my life is prolonged, even as I lose my consciousness. In the end, there's nothing I can leave behind for you. I was unable to leave any of my achievements to this world. I was forgotten before I was dead. I leave this world a humiliated man, knowing that I had no appreciation from anyone. You must do better than me. You must achieve something that your grandfather was never able to achieve. I don't mind what field you choose. You must leave your mark on this world. You must leave behind your achievements. You will eventually die someday. You will eventually turn to ashes. As a human being, that's your inevitable fate. But if you achieve a great success, you will live forever even after you depart. Those who live beyond their deaths are called gods. I wished to become one, but I was unable to do so. So in my place, you must become a god someday. There. You're all done. Eri withdrew the needle from Satoko's arm. It must not have hurt much for the needle to be pulled out. Satoko kept her eyes closed in fear, thinking that the needle was still inside her arm. Satoko, you're all done, you know. What? Oh, it's finally over. As Satoko opened her eyes, she found that Eri was no longer sitting in front of her. Takano was wiping her arm with rubbing alcohol instead. That's right, you're all done now. Dr. Eri is good with needles, unlike me. You didn't even notice he was finished. Don't touch that part of your arm for a while, okay? Also, try not to carry anything heavy. Of course, I know that by now. Good for you, Satoko. I'll pat your head for you. Tish, it was nothing. There's nothing I did that would require you to pat my head. Not long ago, she would go into a panic when it was time for her to get the shot. The way she behaved today in of itself is worthy of praise. Everyone in the room smiled, aware of that growth. Please, give her the usual test. Will you, Takano-san? Sure. All right, Satoko-chan, it's time for the quiz we always do. Your quiz is always quite difficult for me. Yes, I'm imagining Takano naked. No, I won't say I'm sorry. Take it easy. If it's too difficult, you can just tell me that you don't know the answer. You don't have to think too hard. Just tell me whatever comes to mind at the moment. Takano smiled at Satoko to ease her tension. Then she led Satoko to a desk in the back of the examination room. By the way, if this is the first higurashi game you've ever heard of, and you've never seen this anime before, this is This game is chapter 7 in a series of games. Chapter 8 is the conclusion, and technically there was a 9th and 10th game made that I've already played through, but they were superfluous to this, but still very good stories in their own right, but they were not necessary for you guys to. Then again, I've always wondered the question what it would be like for each individual chapter if that was the very first one you ever played. But of course, I would suggest just going to Onikakushi and playing the game for yourself. But yeah, it's a very wholesome game, and it's very well written. Now, there's no blood or gore that you see, but there are descriptions of less than savory situations. Now, of course, there are mods and expansion packs that let you have additional stuff, but we're just playing the default Steam version. That being said, full disclosure, this is a story about death. People die in this story. Repeatedly. Then she led Satoko to a desk in the back of the examination room. I hope Satoko gets better soon. I don't know if it's because of the heat, but Satoko has been showing negative symptoms since last month. The change of the seasons can affect her physically and emotionally. It's not a surprise that this is happening to her. I'm going to see Iri and ask him how Satoko is doing. What are you going to do, Hanyu? I'm going to stay with Satoko. Thank you. By the way, spoilers. You guys know how there's that god, Oyoshiro-sama? This is her. Everyone's like, yes, Oyoshiro-sama. And they always talk about him as a him because they think it's a dude. It's not. This is Hanyu, also known as Oyoshiro-sama. So, everyone wave hi to Hanyu Oyoshiro. Oshira. Why am I imagining drum beats? Now I'm imagining like this. I'll put it in the link in the description. It's like this old, like chanting sort of thing. It's like Hindu or something. I don't know, it's got a catchy beat. It'll be in the description if I don't forget, which is a good chance I'll forget. Also, quick question to you out there. How many of you out there would give head pats to Hanyu? Would you like pat her head and like, good Hanyu? Just. Then again, who am I kidding? I would want head pats. So, you can give me head pats too. Thank you. I'll leave it to you. Hanyu went over to where Satoko was. Fortunately, I'm the only one who can see Hanyu. She won't be a distraction if she goes and observes Satoko's test. I, of course, will be a distraction like that. This is supposed to be a routine exam, but it seems like Takano is teasing her by giving her difficult questions. It would be pretty funny to observe how Satoko reacts to them. I'm a little jealous that Hanyu gets to watch everything without being a bother to Satoko. Hee. Iri was talking with 2 other staff members about Satoko's exam results. I walked up and joined them. Thank goodness, she seems to be improving. From what Iri was saying, her results must have turned out well. Iri, how is she? Don't worry, the results were good. I'll discuss this more with you two later, after ordering his staff to continue their work. You know, if we're really concerned about what's going on with other characters behind the scenes, if we have a best friend that's a deity that's essentially able to travel like a ghost and be completely undetectable, we could just choose each fragment for them to try to spend a lot of their time just being a private. Why am I imagining Hanyu dressed as Sherlock Holmes now. Then again, I know in some of the other... I forget who brought up the discussion of it, but it was like imagine like the original Saw movie, but replace the ending, Adam with Hanyu and John with Rena. Just imagine that animated and voice acted. After ordering his staff to continue their work, Erie showed me some difficult paperwork and started explaining it to me. I guess we overreacted to the test results from last week. Her condition shifted dramatically because of the change in climate. Did she have a cold, by any chance? There was one night recently that was fairly hot. Satoko was sleeping without her blanket and her stomach was exposed. She might have caught a cold that night. She was sleeping with her belly exposed. I poked her belly button, but she didn't wake up at all. Ha ha ha, that sounds like fun. Please, call me if that happens again. I would love to poke Sato-chan's belly button too. It's so soft. Her belly is chunky too. It was so cute that I didn't want to cover it with a blanket. Ha 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 ha. That's why she caught a cold, huh? Rika, I can hear you. You had better put a blanket on me next time. You're in the middle of a quiz, Satoko-chan. You need to concentrate. Eri, Hanyu, and I all laughed. Satoko went back to her test with a bitter look on her face. Eri began speaking to me in a softer voice. She's in remission, but her level is still L3 negative. She was and will continue to be in a critical condition. She's never, ever going to get better. Just like with anaphylaxis, her body will be conditioned to react severely even after the foreign chemical is out of her system. In other words, she'll never move below level 3 stage. Yes, that's right. But it's not the end of the world. She can control it by maintaining a proper lifestyle as well as taking some medication, but it'll never be cured in her whole lifetime. I looked at Satoko as she enjoyed taking her test. Everyone looks so happy here. You wouldn't think for a moment this story involved people dying. Oh wait, I think she heard me. She seemed to be having fun, even while being teased by Takano. I can't believe that she's suffering from an incurable disease. If you think of it in a negative way, you're right. But many people in the world are coping with incurable illnesses. Diabetes is a good example. The condition itself can never be cured, but the symptoms can be controlled. I know that very well. There are many worse diseases in the world. Satoko might be in a relatively good situation compared to many other sick people. Of course, I'm not giving up on her. I'll make sure that I'll cure her disease someday. I promise. I trust you. Yes, trust me. Eri spoke to me with a serious look on his face. As Satoko's best friend, I felt relieved to hear his words. I'm sure he'll do his best to save Satoko's life. I have no doubt that he'll do so. I've seen him act like this in every life I've lived. I also know why he's so passionate to save her, but I'm not supposed to know about it in this life. That's why I always pretend not to see his sad smile. By the way, Rika-san, we'll be conducting another big test at the end of the month. Am I going to be the guinea pig this time? It's not like that. You're only helping our studies, which will save many people's lives. Eri's guinea pig is not just Satoko. I'm also one of them. Although guinea pig is probably not the right term. Without Eri's efforts, Satoko would not be here today. For that reason, I should be showing respect to this man. I smiled at him since my choice of words had hurt his feelings. Meep, if testing me can save Satoko's life, I don't mind being a guinea pig. Thank you for your support. I wouldn't be causing you so much trouble if I had more money and equipment. The next moment the phone rang. Eri answered in his usual business-like tone. Hello, this is Eri. You have a call on the line from Tokyo. I'll transfer it to the other phone. I could hear the voice from the phone. Ah, that must be Risa-san then. Is it that time of the year already? I'm going to pick it up At the office. Will you transfer it here? Absolutely. Please hang up on this line. In that case. Okay. I'm sorry, Rika-san. I got a call from Tokyo. Don't mind me. As soon as Eri hung up the phone in the other rooms started ringing. He left the examination room and headed towards the office. Hanyu returned to my side as soon as Eri left. Hanyu, go spy on Dr. Eri. Hanyu doesn't like to be around me when I'm talking with Eri. Why? I don't think she dislikes him. It's just that she doesn't really want to hear what he has to say. Eri doesn't mean any harm, but Hanyu is often hurt by the things that come out of his mouth. Is it because you kind of feel responsible for the stuff to do with the city that you're the guardian god of? How's Satoko doing? She's not good at spot the difference like usual. So we're like playing Where's Waldo? Those were good books. I like those. I was able to find more differences than her. I don't care how well you did. What about Satoko? Oh, I thought she was there to check on Satoko, but she was taking the quiz alongside her instead. That's so typical of Hanyu. I've asked the question before, like, what if a person has, like, ADHD or autism, and they die? Does the ghost have ADHD and autism? But here's another question. Any sort of supernatural being that would air quotes count as a god. Can you have a god with ADHD? I don't know. Type 1 in chat if you think Hanyu is cute and adorable. She was treating it almost like a game, but Satoko was tired after taking the same quiz every week. She seemed sleepy, especially after waking up so early this morning. The quiz in this case wasn't about a right or wrong answer. It was about timing and minutes, how long it took her to answer the question, and observing how she acted during the quiz. Not all of the questions would be simple ones, so Satoko often got headaches, more so than even spelling tests we take at school. Their stress test. Is it almost over? Yes, it is. You know, recently Elon Musk made like AI companions and stuff. Now, currently I'm not getting that because apparently it's like $30 a month. Fuck that. But I'm just saying this. Would you guys like want Hanyu as your AI companion? What about any of the other characters from Higurashi? Heck, anyone from any anime. Like, would you want Goku, the anime companion, just talking to Goku? I don't know. That'd be hilarious, though. The book Takano has right now is the last one. Takano was showing a book to Satoko with abstract pictures inside. It'd be kind of odd if like Takano could like see Hanyu and was like showing her other books, and then once like, okay, the ghost is gone, I'm gonna show her the real books now. Spot the difference. I'm like, why is this a picture book about Friday the 13th? I made a horror movie reference in a horror video game. Does this count as horror? What genre is this? I think Higurashi is its own genre. How would you guys describe it? I don't know. Mass murder and wholesome slice of life? I'm just saying, it's a really, really great story, and I really like the music. I really like the art. I like the character designs, too. I couldn't even tell if that was supposed to be a picture. Why don't we just do the Rollers Arch? You know, the ink block tests. It was just symmetrical inks. Okay, so it is. This is the last one. The point is, it's not about right or wrong. It's about what does the ink blot make you think of. What do you think this is? Both Hanyu and I looked at the picture over Satoko's shoulder. Even I didn't know what to answer when looking at that strange ink stain. Satoko continued to think. Takano observed her taking notes while Satoko struggled. She was also timing how long it took her to answer, holding a stopwatch under the table. I spoke to Hanyu so only she could hear me. What do you think it looks like? Hanyu? Oh. Well. Oh. It's soft serve ice cream! It fell on the ground and ended up like this. Oh, it's been wasted. I see. This is a good test for understanding a person's mind. Yes, exactly. The whole point is, it's not necessarily... It's supposed to be a way to let the test giver to have a better understanding of the inner workings of the mind of the test taker. Hee hee. To me, it looked like a horse mackerel that had been cut open and its guts pulled out. That's kind of morbid. I was thinking of food too. I don't think that counts! It was rather shocking to learn that my thoughts processes are the same as Hanyu's. What does it look like to you? You don't have to think too hard. Satoko must not be very good at this test. She always takes a long time to answer questions like this. She finally opened her mouth to speak. It's like 2 butterflies are on top of each other? Huh. Two butterflies on top of each other. Tell me more about it. Why are they on top of each other? Takano continued to take notes as Satoko spoke. Curious about what she was writing, I looked, but... Is that German? I can't read it at all. Takano was so mean. They were apart for quite some time, but having finally reunited, they're excited to see each other again. Haha. I apologize. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. No, you're doing just fine. You can just tell me whatever's on your mind. That's the whole point of this test. Are you certain even such a strange answer is serving a purpose? Of course. For example, take this picture. You gave me a totally different answer last year. I can tell how you've changed just by comparing how you respond. Really, I don't like this test. What did I even say last year? Takano smiled and took a note without answering her question. I tried to remember what her answer was, but I have more than 100 years worth of memories in my head. Hanyu might remember better than I do. As I looked at Hanyu, I realized that she was standing there with a sad expression. I decided not to ask her. I could tell what kind of answer Satoko gave back then, just by looking at Hanyu's face. Last year, June 1982, that was when Satoko was being abused by her cruel aunt. Recalling that, I didn't even want to know what Satoko answered, but just a year later, Satoko, who was so worn down, could no longer be seen. The Satoko who was so worn down could no longer be seen. She became so strong. I know how difficult it was for her to stay tough and strong like this. Her growth over the past year is overwhelming to me. Are you done with the test? Eri returned from his office. Yes, we are finished. Satoko-chan is handling it a lot better now. We were done pretty quick today. Ho ho ho. I did my best to ensure it was done with quickly. I have plans after this, so I can't stay here too long. You have something after this? Today is Sunday, right? We're doing a club activity at Mi's uncle's toy store today. Ha ha ha, no wonder you were so obedient with the test today. It was because you have plans. Sorry we held you so long. Well, here's your stuff, Satoko-chan. Eri put a big paper bag on the table. He opened it up and gave her instructions about the medications. Satoko had heard the same instructions over and over before, but Eri still continued to talk just the same. Since you're doing better, you can go back to 2 shots per day. Please give yourself a shot before lunch and before you go to bed. Make sure you change the needle every time. Don't ever use the same one twice. I'm prescribing this one in case you really need it when you're feeling sick. Yeah, same as usual. I know. Sato couldn't wait to meet our friends for the club activity. It made me feel happy to see her as excited as this. She only has to take 2 shots per day now. I'm glad. The number of shots she has to take each day represents how well she's doing, so it's a good thing that she has to take fewer shots. It's tough for her to give herself a shot 2 times a day. Ow. Hanyu grew quiet after hearing my comment. Eri handed her the paper bag after he finished his instructions. Rika, at last, it's over. I like the music. Good job. You seemed anxious during the test today. Have fun with your friends. I'm sorry I was so tense. You have my thanks for all that you've done for me. Hee. Are you going to make it on time? I can give you a ride there. Oh, I also bought a new stuffed animal. It's in my car. You can give it a name if you like. Oh my, what sort of creature could it be? I wonder what I should name it. Well, what is it exactly? Heh, it's a cat again. One with tiger stripes this time. Well, that's adorable. Everyone's getting along just fine. I think you'll like it a lot. Satoko and Takano are good friends. Heck, maybe Dr. Eri and... can just keep taking good care of Satoko. Everyone can live happily ever after. They're both fond of stuffed animals. Me too. Heck, I'm an adult and I'm a dude. I like stuffed animals. Every time Takano gets a new one, she brags about it to Satoko. That's all they have in common, but having a friend like Takano is a special thing for Satoko. She's part of the Hojo family who tried to betray the village. People at the clinic are the only adults who will even talk to Satoko. Ha. Have fun at the club. You should suggest wearing maid uniforms for the punishment game. I have every kind and every size. Either way, I'll see you next week. How do you pronounce this in the word? Like, having a star next to a word, how does that change how I say it? No, thank you. See you next week. Well, let's be going. Our battle today is not only against the club members, I'm itching to put my skills to the test. I bowed slightly and made to leave the examination room, but I soon realized something. Eri was looking at me with a sad expression on his face. Just with that look, I could tell what he wanted to say. Please take care of Satoko-chan if something happens to her. I nodded at him and stepped out into the hallway with Satoko. My goodness. I'm used to these tests and quizzes, but they always leave me exhausted. You don't like taking the tests? Well, I don't, but they are my job. There's nothing I can do about that. Satoko is supporting Eri's research. She gets financial support by helping him out. Or at least that's what Satoko thinks she's doing. Satoko was bursting with enthusiasm, so he headed to Okonomiya at full speed.